All right, everybody. Good afternoon. Coming at you guys with an unplanned video. We got the Huskies game in about an hour and a half, so I will be live for that, of course. But before we get there, I do have some Seattle Seahawks news, and unfortunately, it's not really good news. So, as of yesterday, when the Seahawks released their injury report, Jarran Reed looked fine. It looked like everything was good. Whatever was going on with him, with his wrist, I think it was his wrist, was minor and ultimately insignificant and not particularly affecting his ability to play in a game. Come today, and this is an hour, couple hours old now, but that has changed, and Jarran Reed has been declared out for tomorrow's game. I don't know if something changed. I don't know if it got worse, but we know he is out. Be right back. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you about Sleeper, a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on sports games in real time with other users. You can get the fastest scores, blazing fast sports news and sports alerts right at your fingertips. And of course, you can use Sleeper to play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. This is the way sports were meant to be enjoyed together. So download Sleeper today. Use promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And you can pair that with another promo they have right now where you can get a $20 entry free with no deposit required. So get both of those things going. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper today, get to it, and go have some fun with sports this year. Okay, so again, I want to say that he had no game status yesterday. He was not questionable yesterday, so this is a surprise. And it's not good either. What I would say though is that more than likely this is very precautionary and it's meant to try to make sure we have everything we need to take care of the Rams the next week because that is the more important game. Now, it's a little bit dangerous to play with that kind of philosophy in mind. It implies that on every level of your organization, you might be kind of overlooking the Cardinals and turning this into a trap game. But regardless, Jarran Reed is an older player. You wouldn't expect him to play in every game anyway. And if this becomes a game that he misses and he's otherwise available for you, you're actually probably doing better than you would have expected when you signed him in the offseason. Now, Jarran Reed is playing okay so far this year. It hasn't really been anything super stand out. He's been fine, I guess. The issue is you don't really have a lot of depth on the defensive line. Your defensive line was by and large Murphy, Williams, and Reed rotating in and out. There was a little bit of Brandon Peely, but not a lot, and Mike Morris was mostly playing edge. So it's not entirely clear what you're going to do with Jarran Reed out of the game. Again, even with him not playing that great, at least he was playing, and he wasn't playing terribly. So it's one of those things where if this turns into a scenario where Murphy and Williams are playing 55, 60 snaps in a game, that's not really good. That means they're probably going to be worn out for the end of the game, and you're just hoping that the end of the game isn't actually really competitive and important because at that point, you can't expect those guys to be playing at their best if they've been on the field the whole game. So I'm interested to see what the Seahawks do in Reed's absence. I mean, this is a possibility that the team needs to be prepared for. And it's realistic that Reed misses more games down the line because he is an older player. So if it's Peely, it's Peely. If it's J.R. Singleton, it's J.R. Singleton. If they move Mike Morris inside, then it's Mike Morris. It is going to be interesting to see what they do. And I guess at least they're doing it against a team that doesn't have a really much of a running game right now with their top two running backs being out. But it still kind of does shine a little bit of a light on one of the areas of the team that is very strong, but doesn't really have good depth. I think we all kind of knew and we're all kind of aware that the defensive line could not really withstand much in terms of injury, and they needed all hands on deck as much as possible. That was kind of the bargain they made when they decided to bring back Jarran Reed on a pretty sizable contract, which, I mean, I think he's more or less been worth it, but it is kind of putting a spotlight on the fact that we are pretty thin up front. And maybe there's something brewing with one of these backups, like Peely, like Singleton, like maybe Morris, but we haven't seen it yet. All right. So that's really about it. That's all I got, but it's a pretty significant thing. So wanted to make a video about this. See you guys for the Huskies game. I got a new video on TikTok, by the way. Go check it out. Seahawks Brendan Nelson on TikTok. Posted it this morning. See you guys for the Huskies game. Go Hawks, and more stuff coming later.